Hello and welcome. Here with Pioneer head coach Billy Taylor. Offense gets the win today in this final spring practice, the spring game to end the 2025 spring. Coach, overall thoughts on how the spring has went up until today?
We had a great spring. You know, the whole thing about spring is you want to evaluate who you got, and you want to come out of it with a two deep going into the fall camp. And I think we were real successful with that. You know, we had some new guys that we wanted to look at that came in January, and I think we've hit on all those guys. They are guys that are going to contribute immediately, and on both sides of the ball, I think we're much improved from last year. I think we're just going to keep getting better.
Yeah, talking about new guys making impacts. Otar at corner in that first group. You had Desmond. He had a couple PBUs today.
Yes.
Kevin as well at linebacker. That first defense just looked stout, looked solid. Also, physicality was a big thing today.
Yes, and that's one of the things we're trying to get better at every day in the weight room. And Coach Estep's done a fantastic job for us. Our strength numbers have gone through the roof compared to what they have been here. And so we're just trying to get bigger, faster, stronger. And I challenged the guys after the scrimmage today to get right back in that weight room on Monday, and let's continue to go.
I think that was a theme too, because the trenches, we saw that back and forth throughout. The physicality was there, and something that we missed back in the fall was that physicality between both sides, really.
Right.
And today there was so much battle going back and forth, the ones and the twos. What stood out in the trenches, both defense and offensive line?
Well, gosh, we've got a new offensive line coach, Jake Lasser. He came from Kennesaw, and he was a three-time all-conference player in the same type of offense we run. And I think he's had a great impact on our kids, just technique-wise and toughness-wise. He preaches it every day. And you can see, Gabe McLam, Nehemiah Story, Jeff Linton, all those guys are coming out and just busting their humps every day. And that makes us better. And on defense, we were all banged up. We had Tayshawn Clark playing with a bad ankle. Aiden Dark was playing with a bad back. They just toughened it up today and got through it.
Yeah, I think a big theme today was both big plays on the offensive side. Also made a couple big plays in response on defense. Talk about those two guys, Micah and TJ specifically, and those plays they made.
Sure. Micah 3 made 2 unbelievable catches. He's a deep threat for us that we desperately need. We've got a whole slew of wide receivers coming in August, but Micah made a deep ball that took us inside the 5-yard line. Made a great catch, pretty much one-handed on the sideline over here. Impact player that we redshirted last year, and we tried to redshirt every freshman that we had, pretty much. And then on defense, we get a couple takeaways, we get a fumble, and then TJ Jingosian makes a big interception on a 3rd and long, and he's just got to learn how to celebrate without throwing the ball and all that stuff and getting a 15-yard penalty.
Right.
But there was a lot of excitement out here today, and I thought it was a great day.
Yeah,
I think our kids loved it.
good to see the pads popping and just seeing everybody so excited. Still a lot of time between now and when we kick it off against Bluefield State. What's a couple big takeaways for you? How we need to improve from then into Bluefield State?
Well, just like everybody else, everybody knows that I hate the portal. I hate it because of what it does to your football team and your football camaraderie. But we're going to have to get into the portal, and we're going to have to, use it almost like a junior college deal and shore up some places where we need depth and we need help right away. We just talked about how shallow we were on the defensive line. We've got to bring in more guys to where we're not playing the same 3 guys every snap. So we're going to be working on that. We're going to bring our kids back in June and get them in the weight room again with Coach Estep and have them work all summer long. We're just super excited about where we're going.
Definitely. Happy birthday, Coach.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in. For more recap, go to our website at TuscanePioneers.com.